Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode of our continuing series of cooking with plant-based meats, we are going to make an absolutely delicious chicken taco. Now, who doesn't like tacos? Okay, there's that guy over there. He always says he doesn't like tacos. Other than him, the rest of us have always loved tacos. Now, this plant-based chicken taco tastes just like the real thing. Once you add the different toppings on, oh, you're absolutely going to love it. We're also going to have two options, crunchy or soft tortilla. Again, totally up to you. It is your show. Now, the reason I'm doing this again is, first of all, because the plant-based meats have gotten quite delicious. Second of all, when we substitute plant-based meat for animal-based meat, we use less energy. It takes less energy to make plant-based meat than animal-based meat, and that helps us prevent the release of greenhouse gases because animal-based meat takes more energy to produce, and that means less global warming and climate change. So we're all winners. The other reason I like to make these plant-based meats, especially for my lunches and my breakfasts, is because I feel better when I eat them. I still eat chicken, fish, beef, and pork. I'll usually have those with dinner, only because my body needs it. I mean, it's just the way I am. Some people don't. Some people love a vegan and greatly vegetarian existence. I'm not quite there yet, but maybe I will be someday. Who knows? But at this point, what I'm encouraging people to do is slip in some of this plant-based meat into your diet and see what you think. You know, it's totally up to you. We can save the planet together, one sandwich or taco at a time. So come on, let's cook. And here are the ingredients for our plant-based chicken tacos. First of all, I do have a shredded chicken. This is plant-based again. There are a number of different brands and varieties of chicken patties, you name it. So you're going to have a lot to pick from. So just pick the one that appeals to you and stick with it. This one I happen to like, especially in these tacos. The next thing we have is we have either soft tortillas or crunchy tortillas. The crunchy tortillas I'm just going to prepare according to the directions on the box. And I'll show you how to warm up a flour tortilla to make a soft taco, which is very tasty. We have some shredded cheese. This is Fiesta blend, and some sour cream. So like I said, I'm not going completely vegan with these recipes. So you will see me including some cheese and sour cream and eggs. And I think that's, well, maybe mayonnaise. But you won't see too many other things involving animal-based food products in this series. So again, this is my plant-based series. I do have over 225 recipes on stepbystepchef.com, and many of them do use animal-based meats, animal-based proteins. So make sure to check that out. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a very simple pico de gallo instead of using lettuce and tomato on these tacos, as most people do. If you want to go with the lettuce and tomatoes, you can. I have this great looking cilantro, and I'm going to show you how to make just a very basic pico de gallo that tastes absolutely delicious on this. And here's the ingredients for our taco seasoning. We're going to use about an eighth to a quarter teaspoon of salt, eighth of a teaspoon of garlic powder, eighth of a teaspoon of onion powder, about a tablespoon of chili powder, and about a quarter teaspoon of sugar. Now, if you want to use a commercial taco seasoning, please do. You can certainly do that. I like to make my own seasonings whenever possible, because that way I can control what it tastes like. So let me show you how to put all this together. And the first thing we'll do is just put together our seasonings. So here's our salt. Okay, here's our quarter teaspoon of salt. Eighth of a teaspoon of onion powder. And if you end up using onion salt, don't add salt to this to start because it'll be very salty. Give it a taste and then decide if it needs some salt. And then we'll add our eighth of a teaspoon of garlic powder. Same rules for salt. If you're using a garlic salt, taste it. Here's our tablespoon of chili powder. There we go. Then we'll add our dash of sugar. Plays off nicely off the other ingredients. Okay. And then let's just give that a stir. Give it a little stir. And then just give it a little taste with a clean spoon. Yep, that tastes very good to me. So experiment with it, taste it, and decide how you want to make it. And add any other ingredient you can think of. That's totally up to you. The next thing we're going to do is make our pico de gallo, which tastes very fresh on these chicken tacos. So, and again, if you just want to do lettuce and tomato on it with a little bit of onion, more power to you. That's totally up to you. So I'm going to mince this onion. So I'm cutting these lines very close on the top of the onion. You can see I did it before. This onion was used in a past episode. I don't waste anything, including onion. So I'm only going a little deep into the onion. Don't go all the way down, because you're probably not going to use all the onion for this recipe. And then your onion can star in a subsequent episode of You in the Kitchen. So now I'm just making these squares. I'm going perpendicular to the first line. So I'm making these little squares on top of the onion. Then I just cut down the face of the onion. And there we go. There is our 1/4 to 1/3 cup of onion. I really like this pico de gallo. And you're going to make as much as you need to for your tacos. This will probably come out to enough for 3 tacos. And then I'm just going to take the tomato and do the same thing. I'm just going to cut the face of it. And I think I'll end up using all this tomato, but let's see. And then I'm just going to cut the squares this way. And I'm just going to go down the face. Yeah, I ended up using all the tomato. That's fine. You know, if I don't use all this pico de gallo on my chicken tacos, it tastes great on tortilla chips. It tastes great on everything, quite frankly. Well, maybe not cereal. Yeah, I'd hold off on that. That's a little advanced. That's a whole different step-by-step series. Okay, here's our cilantro, which looked really good in the store. And again, I was shooting for about a 1/4 cup of cilantro. I think there's a 1/3 of a cup here because it looks so good. So you can make those executive decisions when you're cooking. That is the fun of cooking. So just throw that right in. Oh, does that smell fresh? And if you don't like cilantro, you can certainly just have the diced tomato and onion in your chicken tacos. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to this. Not a lot. There we go. Let's just stir that up. So it's a very basic pico de gallo. Usually when I make a real pico de gallo, I'll squeeze some lime into it, and I'll add some garlic too. I'll crush some garlic into it. Oh, is that tasty. And sometimes I'll have a whole container of that on the side and just eat it with chips whenever I'm in the mood, because it is a very good vegetable, very good for you, very good vegetable dish. So it's not just a garnish, it is a meal. So that's what we're going to use on our chicken tacos. I'm going to meet you over at the stove. Okay, so if you're going to have your plant-based chicken tacos, crunchy style, start to preheat your oven now and prepare those crunchy taco shells according to the instructions on the box of the ones that you chose. Now this pan has been preheating over medium heat as per the container of plant-based chicken that I bought. So make sure to pay attention to whatever it says on the package of the type that you bought, because these recipes are not brand specific. So I'm just adding 1.5 tablespoons of oil. This is a canola oil, I believe. Yep, I bought canola oil. that I'm adding to this pan as per the instructions. And then we're just going to take, it's 8 ounces of this chicken. And according to the instructions on the container that I got, I just sizzle it for 10 to 12 minutes because it is frozen. And then if it were already thawed, I'd only cook it for 8 to 10 minutes. And I'm supposed to make both sides brown. I'm also going to break this up a little bit too so it fits in the taco shells better. So just get that worked in, get the chicken worked in with the oil. And then try to have it in a single layer as best you can so that all of it cooks at the same time. And you do want to cook these plant-based meats all the way through, according to whatever the container says. That way it won't come out mushy or tasting funny in any way. Okay, so I'm just going to brown this on one side and then turn it over, brown it on the other side, and in the required time it should be ready. And I'll check in here and there to show you what it looks like. So let's keep going. Okay, so after about 5 minutes, let's take a look. Oh, see how it's browning? It looks very much like chicken, doesn't it? It's plant-based chicken. And most of these products that they're making now taste very similar, if not exactly like chicken. So you shouldn't have to sacrifice flavor to eat plant-based meals. Oh, I like the way this is cooking. So just take it, cook it according to the directions on the box you have, the container you have, and it should come out perfect for your chicken tacos. And at this point, you may want to put in your hard shell taco shells too, if that's what you're going to do. So I'm just going to turn all of this over, brown it on the other side, and keep it moving. And if you notice too much smoking come out of it, just like when you're cooking animal-based meats, turn the heat down. You know, just adjust the heat accordingly. On the other hand, if it's just sitting there staring at you, turn the heat up. You already knew that. So just give these a nice turn. Brown them on the other side. Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll be back in about 5 more minutes. And 5 minutes later, here is our chicken. Now, it looks like it's a little on the dry side for the seasonings that we're going to work with. So I'm just adding some water and adding the seasoning. And that'll finish cooking it all the way through too. So there's our taco seasoning. And just stir it in. Perfect. And then, like I said, I'll break up the chicken. Just take a knife on the side, or you can just do it, depending on the chicken you're working with. You can do it with your spatula in the pan. But this will have a nice, rich taco taste to it. Just like the tacos you get at your favorite fast food place. So like I said, I'm going to cut this into smaller morsels, and then we'll build the taco. So I'm going to take this off the heat. Now over with this small frying pan, I'm just going to take one of the soft tortillas. Let's say you don't want the hard taco shells, you want soft tacos. And all you do is have your pan preheated over just above quarter heat. And all you're doing is warming this. So it warms and you take your tongs or even your spatula if that's all you have, and you just flip it back and forth until it's soft and it just starts to look slightly brown. Do not really brown it to a crisp because you won't be able to roll it around your taco filling. So that's how easy it is to make a soft shell taco. Let's go make a hard shell taco. I'm in the mood for that taste. And here is our crispy taco shell, all ready to roll. And usually what I like to do is when the taco shell is hot, I like to add the cheese down on the bottom because then it gets melty. Okay. And again, cheese is optional. You don't have to add any of these ingredients, except I would say add the plant-based chicken, otherwise it's not a chicken taco. And then we just take some of this meat, this plant-based meat, and look at that. It looks and tastes just like real chicken. And that's what you want to do. When you buy these plant-based meats, don't give up until you find the one that tastes like it should, because once you hit on that, you have hit the gold standard. And this one is really uncommonly good. I'm not endorsing, I'm not paid to endorse, but wow, they really nailed it. And some of the companies really are nailing these flavors. And then you can decide if you want some sour cream on it. I think I do. I think I'm going deluxe. Totally optional, but I think you know, it just adds some flavor to it. Might take it to the junk food end, but it's nutritious because it is sour cream. And not only that, but it tastes good. So we add that, and then we take some of our pico de gallo. Oh boy, is this going to be delicious! Yum. And again, you can use just tomato, lettuce, and onion, or just tomato and lettuce, whatever you want. Chop it up fine and add it. But this is going to taste really fresh. And then if you have a favorite hot sauce you want to put on top, you can do that too. So I'm not a cook-tator. I want you to make it your way. Try it my way, then make it your way. Oh boy, doesn't that look good? Oh, I can't wait to eat that. But I have to do the outro because I'm a consummate professional. So congratulations. Look at what you just made. You just made this delicious plant-based taco using plant-based chicken and a lot of vegetables. It's absolutely delicious. And that's what I'm stressing as I make these plant-based meals is I have done my best, and I think I'm pulling it off, I just might be, to make recipes for the plant-based series that are absolutely delicious. So you'll give it a try, you'll like it, and you'll add it into your diet just as I have. Again, we're not making a sacrifice. We will not sacrifice flavor to save the planet. We don't have to with these great plant-based meats and other options. I mean, there's just so many foods that we can eat that will help to cut down on the use of fossil fuels. So please try this, not just because we're cutting down on fossil fuels, but because it tastes good. Now, if you like this recipe, please go to my website, stepbystepchef.com. There you will find over 225 recipes. You are going to find printable versions of every one of them, along with a link to a video where I show you how to make them. It's you, it's me. We're hanging out together. Some of the recipes are animal-based meats. Some of them are plant-based meats. Some of them are vegan. I cover the whole range. I want everyone to be happy. When they leave stepbystepchef.com, I want them to have a smile on their face. If they don't, I've done something wrong. Okay, anyways, please check out the site. I think you're going to like what you see there. And I'll see you in the next episode.